Charisse, Abigail, come.
Or the other way around. Or actually,
It's always better.
This scene is when Ophelia panics and goes to Bologna saying that Hamlet, that she was so shocked that Hamlet sort of abused her in some sort of meeting that they had. But this scene is not part of the book, so we're going to try and recreate what happened in the scene and maybe further character motives throughout the book because of what happens between Hamlet and Ophelia. See?
My lord, your mind seems troubled. Your eyes peep in which are treated with devastation. A skunk's tail wraps around your shoulders. What is causing this horrid sight? Art thou ill, my lord?
Ill not, but allied with anxiety that hath drowned my sanity, Horatio. My short parting from dear Ophelia hath severed my cheer upon return.
'Tis so, my lord? The sun falls with every sigh. The clouds darken with every touch. How do the spirits haunt thou soul?
Stricken spirits spoil thy soul. Seeds of fear blossom on thy heart and reach into mine eyes. Darkest clouds rain cold sweat that freeze thy tongue upon speech. Where is Ophelia? Hath the silent night diminished her devotion?
Ocean's tides to the moon, yet stand in heavy waves too long. How do the spirits haunt thou soul?
Line for Rachel. Ocean's tides.
Ocean's tides to the moon, yet stand, stood in heavy waves too long.
'Tis the most difficult battle to cleanse one's soul of its demons and find bravery itself.
Your uncle had stolen your rule, your aunt mother's marriage. Are you a fool? Our past king's ghost has haunts thou kingdom. Our palace has lost all wisdom. Yet now walls and gates crumble when fair maiden extinguish you from her heart. Her complexion is not as pure as snow as you believe. She stains and hides in the shallow waters. Be a knight and save her. Push the thorns away around her castle. Save her, hold her, demand a word with her. Gain the confidence you once had, my lord, and put a mask of bravery when you enter her realm again. Alas, there she stays, caged and watched by the bearded, keening hawk. She seams herself. She sews her fingers to her mouth.
From heart to heart dost thy doubted soul reap, but in perished spirit does thy the courage and soul speak. Thank you, Rachel.
Seek a single reason as to thou being in my chamber, but alas, I find none. Moreover, for thy being in my memory,
My dearest Ophelia, it is me, Hamlet.
does the window so mighty that matter to me matter not, is hence carried to places they shouldn't otherwise be.
One should always be where one belongs. Why art thou paying no attention to me, my dear?
What does thou demand of me, my lord?
Demand? No. To simply entreat that thy most cherished love is not withered.
Nay, what was a fountain pure before is now flood, which failed so on. My thoughts are muddled.
My dearest Ophelia, I have made my intentions as clear as the crystal sky. I love thee. Wherefore do you doubt my person now?
Away from your timid womb shall you move then, and use action to strengthen such weak, inviolable expression.
But how must I do all thou says when you yourself guard your most sacred isle? A shield you hold up against your heart? For what, my dear? It does nothing but help us part.
Shield, you say? Nay, more like an armor I wear. Safeguard my emotions and so full of spare.
Line? But soft. But soft, fair maid, methinks you judge me wrongly and unfair. You speak of these emotions, but for me, are any of them there? And what is this woe of which you address? Remember, once we were twice as much fortunate as that young couple who stand oblivious to the vast world's weight, oblivious to the pains that have in store for all. Remember, we were so happy before.
No doubt, no speck of it I have. But revisiting my past, fine. The same wrongdoings I refuse to commit. Fine. I'm a fool, Mary. I trust much and too quickly. Words are but words.
My
No,
words are...
shh. Words are but words. Mere inconsistencies.
Dear, my words.
No. Strings which sprung from sounds which spring from strings unturned in men's throats. The same melodies which you have put me. Countless men I'll play the same melodies. They can build an orchestra. But what happened with all of them? Same as with each. They proved to be untrue. I tell you. Until you prove your faithfulness to me, you will marry, straight true to me forevermore. I shall be burdened with such heavy armory, then be rid of it, and add another wound to my memory.
How dare you see me play with such a menial orchestra, and claim to open your ears when one only wishes to receive the same song? One will only fall where one wishes to walk, Ophelia.
My dear brother, oft told me of your deliberate lies, Hamlet. Thus I shall walk on a different path.
Trust, Ophelia? What brings thou trouble to trust? As my tenders of affection to rotten! Line.
Never had.
Never hath my loyalty diluted into desires of greed or lust, as my heart has only spoken in your shimmer. Now you speak so fervently of such burning clouds. Line. But not yet will we squeeze the rein in our hands. 'Tis not royalty of your road for a brother will feed you such deceits. If thou shalt possess any reason for it at all, I bid thee false! Thou shalt see mine own father stand once more before seeing Hamlet execute such lustrous crimes. Or before seeing Hamlet let his own ardent fidelity for Ophelia be executed. My honest heart speaks only of true sincerity. Our fate together shall we fulfill. Acts of fallacious faith was against thy will.
I'll say it so.
Thou promisest so.
No. I will not make you make a mockery of me.
But dear Ophelia,
outrageous hypocrisy.
Dear Ophelia. Dear Ophelia.
All right. Couple things for notes here, a couple things just briefly. I want to go through as many things as we can. That scene was longer than I thought it was going to be in terms of rehearsal, and I think there's probably two reasons for that. Probably two. Interesting. I'd love to just do a workshop with that in terms of how actors do workshops, in terms of how you produce a scene, and before it's just the you make it. I think there's so many good things in it. If I wouldn't, again, if I watch this again and I turn off the sound and I just watch the blocking of it, I should be able to tell what's going on just from the blocking of it. And it seems to me that in terms of rehearsal and process and things like this, for you guys that are acting, you guys, of course, that somehow will act somehow, somewhere. The simplest things, like how do you hold somebody's hand and how do you embrace someone, the simplest things become hugely complicated things. And it seems to me that in that scene, in terms of how much you guys rehearse and walk through things and all the rest of it, that you probably needed someone to direct you just to spend some time on just walking through the blocking of that, in terms of how you go from place to place to place. The dynamics of your scene in terms of how you started and walking across and going all the way over there, and in terms of using the space here, and things like that were really interesting. To set up the stage, and of course the pacing back and forth, and all those simple things like how do you angle yourself to the audience so we don't see so much of your backs, things like that. All that simple blocking things that is part of the refinement, I think, of the craft. The gestures of things that went on between Hamlet and Ophelia, I think I could write an essay on that in a second, just in terms of just looking at blocking. Remember the blocking assignment you guys had? We looked at the film and we did the analysis of just what happens in terms of blocking and how it contributes to the meaning of what happens in the scene. Well, you could have done that without it. And it seems to me you could have done it just with the gestures. Again, in terms of pace, it was really cool to see Justin demanding lines in character. And just that intensity, which I really appreciate immensely. And Charisse as Ophelia is somewhat an exasperation. She's doing the thing with her hair, trying to get her lines in her hair. So many wild things. Again, stay in character, take your time. I know it's really nerve-wracking and all those other things that happen. So we'll have to see how clean and how smooth your blocking was. With a scene that length, of course, you guys probably needed more time than you actually had to actually rehearse the things. You spent a lot of time writing it. So very well done, despite the difficulties, I would say.